Hello, fellow peasants. Today I'll be reviewing 2023's The Boogeyman. Alright guys, so I watched The Boogeyman. This is free on Hulu. It came out in 2003. It runs about an hour and 37 minutes. So what's it about? Basically, the movie starts out with this baby being killed. Then it cuts to this guy who's a psychiatrist. He has a client in his office. The guy runs his psychiatry office out of his house. And so this guy comes into the house after the client leaves, and he's like, I need to talk to you. And he's like, I don't talk to random strangers off the street. You're going to have to set an appointment. And the guy's like, I really need to talk to you. And he's like, everyone thinks that I murdered my kid, but it wasn't me. It was this monster. And the guy's like, what do you mean? And he's like, what did it? And he's like, the thing that comes for your kids when you're not looking. And he looks over to the closet in the office, and he's like, can you shut that? Can you shut that? And then so everything after that is kind of like the family, like the kids and the family dealing with what happens after that moment. I don't want to spoil anything, so I can't tell you what happens in that scene because that's kind of like the catalyst for the rest of the film. But just know that basically that guy was in there because the boogeyman pretty much killed his kid. He took the rap for it, and he couldn't handle it anymore. And so he had to go to the main character, the father, who's a psychiatrist in this film, to get help. And the rest of the film plays out from there. All right. What do I like? What do I not like about The Boogeyman? What I like about the film is I do like the pacing. It is a quick hour, 37 minutes. You're in, you're out. It doesn't take too long to watch the film. I think if it would have went another 20 minutes, it would have been too damn long. Like the 2 hour mark would have been too much for something like this. The acting was really good in this. I like the acting, especially the actor who portrays the dad. He does a really good job. The kids did an okay job, but they're just like, I don't know. Some of their acting just felt wooden and kind of like straight to red box for me. The cinematography in it is good. It's not great. It's in terms of the camera angles, it's handled decently. It just has that very soft, modern, slick look. It looks like a very corporate horror film. And keep in mind, this is a PG-13 horror film, so there's not any gore or tons of profanity in this. This is a very watered down horror film, and so the rating kind of matches the look of the film because it feels a very paint by the numbers corporate horror film. But I do like the lighting in it, the way it's shot, except for the end. Towards the end, the shadows can become too much and you can't quite make out what's going on, which sometimes that can be good, but sometimes you can see so little that you can't make out the action or what people are doing. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I like the lighting, the way they used color here and the shadows. All that looked cool. The monster itself, the boogeyman, it looked pretty freaking cool from what you do see of it. And what's great is they did go old school with this. They didn't show a whole lot. I will say this. It's a bit of a slow burn. Like, you don't even see the monster until like the last, I don't know. You see it in the last 20 minutes of the film. You get brief glimpses. And then like in the last 10 minutes, you really see it up close. But you don't see, even when you do see it, you don't see it a lot. You don't see it in like broad daylight, or you don't see it in like underneath bright kitchen lighting or something like that. So they do a good job of hiding the look of the boogeyman. Because anytime something is like, you see something for too long, or you see something too clearly, a lot of times in horror films, it makes it not as scary. And so I think they did a good job not showing too much in terms of the boogeyman. It was a nice slow burn, slow drip feeding you throughout the film to actually seeing him. Similar to like Halloween, like you don't see Michael Myers until, really, you don't see the mask up close until the last 20 minutes of the film. What do I not like about it? Like I said before, the kids acting in this film, they did okay, but it was kind of wooden, and it just kind of felt cheap. Their characters weren't that interesting. I think the dad was the most interesting character in the movie. I didn't like how dark it was in scenes. Like I said before, like overall the cinematography was good, but the lighting was just a bit too dark in some scenes to make some things out. And the overall story is just generic. Yeah, I know how original can you be about a movie? How original can you be with a movie called The Boogeyman? Like, it's been done 600 ways from Sunday. But it just felt, it's okay if your story is similar to other stories, but make it look different. Make it, it doesn't help that it's a very linear, paint by the numbers story or plot, and then it's also shot, for the most part, very slick and modern, and how everything else these days is shot. There's almost nothing interesting about the camera work in this. Like I said, the lighting and the colors that are used are good, but in terms of the camera angles and things like that, and the lenses used and stuff like that, like the film is just, it looks like every other thing that's shot nowadays. It looks too polished. It doesn't look, what am I trying to use here? It doesn't look artistic. It doesn't look artistic. But all in all, I thought it was a decent watch. I wouldn't watch it again. If they do a sequel, I probably won't check that out. But for something to watch, just to check out for free on Hulu, I would probably rate it, I don't know, like a 5 out of 10 or something like that. 5 out of 10. It was passable. It was enough to pass an hour and 37 minutes, but I don't think it was that great of a film. It was like a rental. It was like a rental. Like, yeah, check it, rent it, take it back. Oh, yeah. So, anyway, guys, let me know down in the comments below if you've seen The Boogeyman from 2023. If you like it, you love it, you hate it. If you never want to watch it after this review. All right, guys, have a good one, peasants. Peace out. Bye-bye.